So welcome guys to Resto Designs, the channel that brings you Mark II and Mark III content. In today's video, it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be my new daily driver reveal. But before we get into that, it's all about this Mark IV, the Beat Brexit Mark IV. Today we've pulled in to DD Motorsport, as you've just seen, but we haven't brought the open air. What we've brought is the Mark IV Golf, and there's a reason for this. And to go into more detail, let's move over to the workshop. All right guys, so we're back here at the workshop, and I'm going to show you why I've had to go to DD Motorsport this morning, and this is why. This is the reason why. The issue was the car wouldn't start. One morning I went to the car, it started and it stalled. I knew straight away it was the immobilizer. So I had my small little OBD2 Bluetooth scanner, and it come up MAF sensor, a few other faults, as well as no communication with the immobilizer, so the immobilizer was at fault. So I called the tow truck. By the time I got back with the tow truck, the car actually started. So I thought, you know, I'm not going to risk it. It's probably to do with this piggyback ECU. Let me remove this piggyback ECU, and that's probably why some of the other faults were in there as well. So I removed that, I cleared all the faults, went for a drive, and it was still boosting as it was when it was turned up, like 2 bar boost, spiking at 2 and then going back down to about 1.7. But it drove really, really badly. There was loads of smoke as well. And the MAF sensor was still coming up as a fault. So I thought, damn, what could it be? So I ordered myself a MAF sensor, and I've gone down to DD Motorsport, and then I'll actually go into more detail with you guys over with me at DD Motorsport. So as you guys have just seen, there's been a few issues with the car, and I thought it was to do with the piggyback, so that's why we're here. So let's get into what we're going to be doing today, which is we're going to be removing the immobilizer from the car so that it kind of future-proofs the car, because obviously I'm going to be doing a Mark IV wagon racer, which will be my daily, and it's probably going to be a lower spec than the 130 and all the options that are on this car. So by removing the immobilizer from the ECU just makes my life a lot easier. Plug and play conversion, as well as he's going to put a little map in it, and then also rescale the 4 bar map sensor, and also see if the injectors have a sneaky thing, also not original, and also rescale the injectors so that it all works perfectly, and then just kind of flash in a nice little map into it so I can just bomb around for the time being. Let's show you how the car's changed a bit. I think you might recognize these wheels. These are the BBS RX 504s. They're actually what are going to go on to the open air project. The other wheels, the BBS RWs, had 205 40s, which were just silly, and the car was way too low. Those RWs are on the open air, and these are on here for the time being until I actually find myself a new daily. So let's open this up. Okay, so I put the engine cover on. I had one laying around in the workshop and it was just taking up space, so instead of throwing it away, I thought put it on, it looks a lot neater. Okay, so let's get on with replacing this MAF so that then DD can actually start recalibrating the ECU scales for the map sensor and the injectors, and removing the immobilizer. Okay, so I picked this up this morning, and when I went there I was a little bit disappointed because the seal was broken, the seal. So this has already been opened, maybe it's been tried. I said to the guy, look, this is the situation. He said, yep, he totally understands. He took a photo of it, and he also wrote on the invoice that the package was already open. To that effect, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to actually screw it into the airbox. I'll just remove the top half of the airbox off, take this off, plug it in, and then on the live data we'll check if it's reading correctly. Okay guys, so you've seen all the bits that have been done to it. did a remap by DD Motorsport. It made such a difference, the torque and even the way the car revs. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show you some before and after, because I literally one day to picking up my new daily driver, so the reveal for the daily driver, I pushed my luck. I was going a bit faster than I should have done in this beat Brexit. And when I said in the beat Brexit video, which is worth watching, that, you know, I hadn't literally, all I did was just check the levels, and I had no idea, you know, the timing belt and all the rest of it. And sod's law, the timing belt went. So this is a sound you don't really want to hear. So that's basically what a timing belt, when your timing belt snaps, that's what the engine sounds like. It just whizzes round. Okay, so it's today I'm going to go pick up the car. So let's go and get an Uber, because I can't drive this. Let's go pick up my new car so I can show it to you guys. Okay, so there's a little wedge of money. Let's put this in the camera bag. And let's go pick up this new daily. So here it is, guys. I'm excited. It's my first Golf wagon. I've had convertibles, Mark 1s, Mark 2s, Mark 3s, Mark 4s, Mark 5s, 5 doors, 4 doors, convertibles, like I've said, but I've never had a wagon. This is my first wagon, and I'm looking forward to actually, I've always liked, you know, the estate or the variant or the wagon, whatever you want to call it. When it's lowered, it just looks longer. So it looks actually quite cool. So I can't wait to actually fit those H&R coilovers, because I'm also going to take off some bits off my race car, like the front hubs and the wishbones and front subframe bushes and front anti-roll bar and camber adjustable front top mounts. It's got literally the whole work. So between the H&R coilovers and the bits I've got in the UK from the track car, I think I can make a pretty decent handling wagon. Okay, so let me walk around the car and show you the pros and cons of this. So it's reflex silver. It looks like it's had like a little knock at the front, or this wing isn't original. The alignment here between the bonnet and the wing isn't great. It's got the 16s, got good tyres on it. Here in Europe, they have the stubby mirror, but I actually don't like that actually. I'm actually gonna fit the UK one on this side. So I might actually sell this one in the UK. It's got a sunroof. So it's the GT TDI. So it's got the darker seats in it, but it's got the poverty spec ones. The most basic one hasn't got like the more squarish ones. The rear windows don't really work properly. I think the regulators are busted again. I've got the donor car to take stuff off. It needs this cover, but luckily I've actually ordered one on eBay. It's gone to the UK. I don't know how I'm going to get it here, but that's a thing for another day. But at least I've ordered one and I've sourced one. They're quite hard to come by here in Portugal, and the shock's also quite weak, so it falls down by itself. So I need to change those. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear this. It's like sandpaper. So I think the first thing I'm going to be doing is actually giving this a good clean. Get the iron out, get the citrus wash on it, get a jet wash on it, and actually clay the car. So that's the first thing I'm going to be doing today, as well as going to be sorting out this aerial base as well. It's got the 4-spoke steering wheel, because someone's retrimmed this in plastic or something. It's really quite nasty, not very nice. And also it's got a funky smell, so I can't wait to actually take the seats out. I think it's a pretty good base for me to basically transfer all those bits off the Smuggler's Mark IV into the Wagon Racer. So let's get this thing cleaned and clayed, because it's just doing my head in that it sounds like this. That's so bad. Okay, let me clean this now. Years of not being washed properly and stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna let that turn purple all the way around. But you can see where I put it on. These wheels are gonna look so different, I'm sure. For as long as they're gonna stay on there anyway. It's looking pretty good, if I don't say so myself. It's all being washed and clay barred and all the rest of it. So it's silky smooth now. So I think first starting the repairs, first thing I noticed was this looks like it's been bodged on, which it has been with some dodgy grommet or whatever that is there. I've broken a few of these here. I've got a perfectly good one. with all the clips in it, so that should hopefully go back on and look a lot tidier than what was there. Let's see if I can get the clip on. There we go. Good. Okay, next thing I noticed as well, the toe cover was missing again. I had one laying around in the workshop. Okay, so the first thing to do is to get rid of whatever this kind of radio is, this no-name radio. It's really, really bad. So removing this plastic inside there, as well as obviously somebody was maybe running some kind of system. I don't know, there's a voltage reader here, so I just removed that as well. And I had this silly booster thingy which wasn't even connected. That was actually cutting the signal, not improving it, so I just removed that as well. And someone's been messing around here with some wires, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this and replace it with a new plug. Where someone's obviously moved stuff around, there was no power there, so I just removed the plug, changed it. So let me just check the fuse box, probably just a fuse gone. Oh wow, where's the fuse box gone? Why is it in there for? It looks like it's been cable tied as well. That's not great. Okay, let me just check and see which fuse it is. I think it's the one with the cigarette lighter. Okay, yeah, so this is the offending one here. Got power going in, not power coming out. Wow, I've got to sort that out. That's not great, just loose flapping around in there. Could be dangerous. Okay, let me check now if the red and white wires have power. Yep, they do. That's perfect. So the radio should work now. Okay, so I made sure power worked for the memory, because sometimes the power you can switch them around, the permanent to the ignition one. But yeah, it's all working fine, so that's all cool. Sounds a lot better than the other radio, even though it's still got the standard speakers. I wonder if that the Smuggler's Golf actually has upgraded speakers, because it sounds very, very good in there. But anyway, so that's sorted. The blanking plug, I'll see if I can find one. If not, then I'll just leave it until I put the heated seats in. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing now, which will be the aerial base, which means dropping the headlining slightly and getting a 22, I think it is, or 24mm on there. And also I've got a stubby aerial to put on. This looks like that's been glued on there as well, actually, so this doesn't even come off. So yeah, I'm just going to put a stubby one on and glue that one on as well, actually, because here the kids sometimes take them. So yeah, I'm just going to change that. This looks a bit unsightly. Which is the aerial base. This is a brand new one I got from VW. It's an original one, and I don't know where I got this this short bee sting from. I'm not sure, but anyway, so I've just removed one of the side trims, and this back trim along here just clips off, so I can get to the aerial, which is just here. Unplugged the light, pulled down the wire for the aerial already. I don't know if you guys can see in there, and then it's a 22mm spanner just there. So 100% that would have been letting water in. There's no way that would have been dry or doing any kind of sealant. There's no rubber in it at all. It's literally just all decayed away. So now I'm just going to clean the area off and fit the new base. Okay, so that looks a lot better. So now I think the last thing to do today, I think I've done quite a bit already, is going to be to actually see why this fuse box is fallen over the way it has, why it's in there, why is it not supported on where it should be, and just fix the issue really. Okay, closer inspection, I've had a look, and the fuse box is actually broken. So there's always these little hidden gems when you buy these second-hand cars, especially something like this old, 20 years old. So it looks like I'm going to have to find a fuse box. I mean, I'm going to secure it for the time being, so that at least it's safe. I have a feeling the UK fuse box, which I have on the Smuggler's Mark IV, is the orientation might be the other way around. I don't think it's going to work. It might do, but I'm not sure it will. So I'm going to have to try and find one in the scrapyard or see how much these are brand new. Okay, so it's cable tied on one here, one at the back there, and it's secure now for the time being until I can source one. That's another thing out of the way. Oh, look at that, another random screw. Just I do love these cars. All these little hidden gems, because that screw shouldn't be there. Okay, but anyway, so that's it guys, it's the end of another video. I think I've done quite a bit today, picking the car up, cleaning it, taking the sandpaper off it almost the way it felt and it sounded, and cleaning the car and cleaning it. And also I'm actually going to put the seats up for sale as well, so hopefully they'll go. I put them up quite cheap so I can actually get rid of stuff quite quickly. I put the stuff into here, as well as in the next video we'll be actually jumping back onto the open air, which will be on Sunday's video, and then the following midweek video, which will be on Wednesday, I'll be back on this daily and hopefully have the steering wheel in there, the new seats in there, and start bolting some of the good bits on it. Like I've got some new discs and pads to go in there, vented and drill discs, 312s at the front. I will put vented on the rear. I just need to get one caliper actually, to put the vented on the rear, which is a straight bolt on these Mark 4s as well, and then put the BBSs on this as well for the time being, as well as change loads of other bits. So yep, keep watching, subscribe, ding-a-ling-a-ling, click on that notification bell to beat the YouTube algorithm, and keep safe.